Right, so welcome to the second conscious driving experience. Today's, we'll call it episode, is aimed towards resolving past traumas, pattern recognitions from your childhood, that sort of thing. As always, our mantra to start us off: technology is probably an outer space anomaly. Open your eyes, look at the screen to tell you who you ought to be. I am conscious, I am free. I'll choose to take this drive thoughtfully. We're going to start with a question about craving approval. Whose approval did you crave most growing up? And are you still chasing that person's approval? Sit with that for a while. It's okay if an answer doesn't bubble up right away. Sometimes our subconscious doesn't want us to know, and sometimes it's just literally lost in memory. But whose approval did you crave the most growing up? And are you still chasing it? Pulling from the same thread, what emotions were you taught were unacceptable in your home? And is there still a part in your heart that feels that those are unacceptable? Personally, in my household, it was anger that was always allowed, but sadness that wasn't. And perhaps that's why now I can express anger so freely, but struggle to express sadness. What did love look like as a child? And are you, as an adult now, driving your car, are you somehow trying to reenact that love, or have you found a new level? child where you helped, hugged, and heard regularly? Or one of those key ingredients missing? What part of you shut down for survival's sake? And is it possible to get it back online? What are you always trying to fix that never actually gets fixed? And would it be best just to let it be, unfixed? Look around you for a safety check. Don't forget you are going down the road. If you find yourself snapping to autopilot, consider putting the attention into your hands for a little while. The next question: where do you feel urgency that isn't tied to reality? Sort of an urgency built into your head that doesn't really exist. What area of your life feels monotonous? Like you're watching the same rerun over and over again. And do you wish to break free from the monotony? Remember, it's okay if your brain takes you off track. It can be quite hard to focus on the prompts given. So forgive yourself if you begin thinking about unrelated things. Speaking of unrelated, let's talk about the unseen self. The version of you that you don't really let out too often. Is there a version that you've never let exist in public? Or only with a select few? And if so, why? Why is that version hidden? Would it be a disservice to the world? Or perhaps people might enjoy the real you? If you could say one thing without being interrupted, what would it be? Assuming that the person on the other end was truly listening and understood the message fully, without the limitations of language, what would you say to them? What's the crutch in your life that you hold on to, even if it no longer gives you any value? And why still hold on to it if you know it is destructive? How's the drive going so far? You've been here for 16 minutes. How does one even judge if something is good or bad? Is it the feeling in our body, or our interpretation mentally? Is it the monkey mind's response to an experience that matters, or the real-time felt experience? Or neither? Do you ever look around at other drivers and feel that some of them are living a past you life? In other words, they're so much like you were. Congratulations. It's nearly been 20 minutes and you haven't switched to something a little more dopamine rewarding. But then again, if you're the type of person to try and think while you drive, I'm guessing that you have a pretty good control over your need for pleasure. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's pretty obvious that we live in a world where pleasure is, let's say, the primary goal of most modern humans. Just watch your thoughts for these last 5 minutes. It is normal to get distracted from your own thoughts with other thoughts and be unable to keep one train going. That doesn't mean that you have ADHD, it just means you're human. But see if you can, for these last few minutes, stick to one thought. Make it something tangible in your future. I'll be silent now. Right, so hopefully you were able to stick on to your topic. But if not, no problem. That is the end of today's drive. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Throw on some sweet jams and relax.